Most people spend their entire lives chasing a bigger paycheck. But what if that's the biggest financial mistake you'll ever make? Some doctors, engineers, and executives earn six figures, yet many still live paycheck to paycheck. Meanwhile, someone earning far less quietly becomes a millionaire. How is that even possible? The answer isn't your salary. It's what your money does after you earn it. Here's the truth wealthy people understand. The wealthy don't depend on one paycheck. They build assets that keep paying them for years. Every morning, millions of people wake up with the same goal, earning more money. They believe the next promotion, a higher salary, or a better paying job will finally bring financial freedom. It sounds completely logical. After all, if you earn more money, your financial problems should disappear. But reality tells a very different story. If a high salary automatically created wealth, then every doctor, engineer, executive, and highly paid professional would already be financially free. Clearly, that isn't what we see. Across the world, countless people earn impressive salaries, yet many still worry about mortgages, credit card debt, rising living costs, and endless monthly bills. They work harder every year, but genuine financial freedom always seems just out of reach. The paycheck gets bigger, but so do the expenses. The reason is surprisingly simple. A salary is only temporary income. The moment it arrives, it immediately begins disappearing. Rent, groceries, transportation, insurance, taxes, subscriptions, education, healthcare, and unexpected expenses quietly consume what looked like a large paycheck only days earlier. Then another month begins, and the entire cycle repeats itself. Earn. Spend. Wait for the next paycheck. For millions of people, this routine continues for decades. They become trapped in a cycle that feels productive but rarely creates lasting wealth. This is where most people make a critical mistake. They believe income and wealth are exactly the same thing. But income is simply the money you earn by working. Wealth is what continues growing even when you're no longer working. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. One spends nearly everything they earn as their lifestyle becomes more expensive every year. The other quietly buys investments, builds assets, and thinks about the future instead of immediate rewards. At first their lives look almost identical, but over time that single decision changes everything. Over the next 10 years, both people continue working hard. Both receive promotions. Both earn more money. From the outside, their lives still appear remarkably similar. But beneath the surface, something very different is happening. One person's higher salary creates a more expensive lifestyle, while the other's higher salary creates more investments. Every raise becomes a choice. Spend more today, or build something that will continue paying you tomorrow. This is where wealthy people begin thinking differently. Instead of asking, "What can I buy?" they ask, "What can I own that will make me money?" The answer is simple: assets. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket instead of taking money out. A rental property collects rent. A successful business earns profits. Stocks can grow in value and pay dividends. These assets continue working long after the initial investment. Now compare that with liabilities. A luxury car, expensive gadgets, oversized homes, and unnecessary debt may look impressive, but they often require more money every month just to keep them. Many people believe they're becoming wealthier because they own expensive things. In reality, they're often collecting liabilities instead of assets. The wealthy understand that every dollar has a job. Instead of spending every extra dollar, they give it the opportunity to grow. Imagine planting a single seed. At first, it looks small and almost insignificant. But with time, patience, and proper care, that tiny seed grows into a tree. Money works the same way. A small investment may not seem important today, but over years it can grow into something far greater than most people ever imagine. This is why wealthy people rarely chase quick results. They understand that lasting wealth is built slowly through consistent decisions. While others spend their evenings searching for the next thing to buy, investors search for the next asset to own. Every investment becomes another worker earning money on their behalf. The more assets they own, the less they depend on a monthly paycheck. Eventually, something incredible begins to happen. Their assets generate income, and that income buys even more assets. This creates a powerful cycle where money begins producing more money without requiring more working hours. At that point, they are no longer relying entirely on their salary. Their investments have started doing part of the work for them. This is one of the biggest differences between people who stay financially comfortable and those who eventually become financially free. But building wealth isn't only about buying assets. It's also about developing the habits that protect and multiply them. One of the most valuable habits wealthy people develop is delayed gratification. They willingly give up small pleasures today to create much bigger rewards tomorrow. Instead of upgrading their lifestyle every time their income increases, they increase their investments first and let their lifestyle grow much more slowly. This simple decision creates an enormous difference over time. Small financial choices, repeated consistently, eventually become life-changing results. Wealthy people also invest in something many overlook: knowledge. They understand that better financial decisions begin with better financial education. Books, courses, mentors, and real-world experience help them recognize opportunities that most people never even notice. Every new skill becomes another tool for creating value. And the more value they create, the more opportunities they attract. They also understand that time is their most valuable asset. Once an hour is gone, it can never be earned back. That's why they focus on building systems that continue producing income, even while they sleep, travel, or spend time with family. Most people trade hours for dollars. Wealthy people gradually replace that model by owning businesses, investments, and assets that continue generating cash flow. They know that every financial decision has an opportunity cost. Money spent today can't be invested for tomorrow's growth. Before making a purchase, they often ask themselves a simple question: will this make me richer in the future, or simply make me feel richer today? That one question prevents countless unnecessary expenses and redirects money toward assets that continue growing year after year. Patience becomes their greatest advantage. While others expect overnight success, they quietly allow time and compound growth to work in their favor. Years later, people see the results and assume they were lucky. What they don't see are the thousands of disciplined decisions made long before anyone noticed. True wealth is rarely created by one big opportunity. More often, it's built through hundreds of small, intelligent decisions repeated consistently over many years. This is why two people with similar salaries can end up living completely different financial lives. Their income may be similar, but their habits are not. In the end, your financial future is shaped less by how much you earn and far more by what you consistently choose to do with every dollar you receive. Take a moment to think about the wealthiest people in the world. Very few became rich because of their salary alone. Most built businesses, invested in companies, owned real estate, or created assets that continued generating income long after the work was done. Their paycheck may have started the journey, but it was never the destination. They understood that true wealth comes from ownership, not just employment. Imagine waking up every morning knowing your investments, businesses, and assets are already working before you even begin your day. That's the power of building income beyond a salary. Financial freedom doesn't happen overnight. It begins with one decision, then another, and another. Small actions repeated consistently become extraordinary results over time. Every dollar you earn gives you a choice. You can spend it to improve today, or invest it to improve every tomorrow that follows. The earlier you begin making that choice, the more time your money has to grow. Time is the one advantage that can never be replaced once it's gone. You don't need a millionaire's salary to build wealth. You need the discipline to make smart financial decisions, the patience to stay consistent, and the courage to think differently from the crowd. The people who eventually become wealthy aren't always the highest earners. They're often the ones who quietly build assets while everyone else focuses only on earning another paycheck. So the next time your salary arrives, ask yourself one simple question. Will this money disappear by the end of the month, or will part of it continue working for me for years to come? That single question has the power to change your financial future. Because every investment you make today is another step toward a life where your money works harder than you do. Your salary can pay your bills, but your assets can buy your freedom. The sooner you understand that difference, the sooner you begin building real wealth. The journey to financial freedom doesn't start when you earn more. It starts the moment you decide to use your money differently from everyone else. Remember, wealth isn't built by chance, luck, or perfect timing. It's built through knowledge, discipline, patience, and ownership. Every successful investor, entrepreneur, and self-made millionaire once stood exactly where you are today. The only difference is that they took the first step and never stopped moving forward. Your future isn't determined by the size of your paycheck. It's determined by the financial decisions you make every single month. If this documentary changed the way you think about money, then its purpose has been fulfilled. Keep learning, keep investing in yourself, and remember, your salary may start your journey, but your assets will shape your future. We'll see you in the next asset breakdown.